What's up, fight fans? Welcome back to Fight Frenzy with Francis, your go-to for all things combat sports. And this week, we're going to look at UFC 321, which is coming up soon this weekend in Abu Dhabi. I think it's 1 o'clock Eastern time, so it's actually good for us here in the West because we don't have to stay up late and all this kind of stuff. All right, but the main event, we're looking at Tom Aspinall versus Cyril Gane, and one of the fights that I want to highlight is Chris Barnett versus Hamdy Abdelwahab. Yes, I said it correct. Abdelwahab. I need to get that accent in me. But anyways, these guys are amazing. They're both come with power. And one of the guys I'm always excited to watch is Chris Barnett. The guy's walking entrance, like the way he dances, break dances, like he's like must-watch TV. All right, so I'm going to show a video here that you can see how he uses his spinning back kick to put this opponent down. So you cannot count out Chris Barnett because you may think that he is going to use his hand, heavyweight. You know, they don't do this fly stuff around there. They don't turn around and do flying kicks and stuff like that. You know, you could expect John Jones to do it, but not someone like Chris Barnett, let's be honest. So, but Chris Barnett, I mean, this guy, he puts people down with his feet, okay? So you can't count him out. And again, the guy is pure entertainment. Post-fight, he's pure entertainment. Pre-fight, you know, he's just pure entertainment. So I'm rooting for Chris Barnett, but you need to also consider his opponent. You can't just count him out because he's also explosive. You know, he's an Egyptian wrestler, Olympic level wrestler. So he controls. Hamdy is no joke. All right. So, and also he has heavy hands. So you can't discount that. So this is going to be a great matchup. It's basically going to be like chaos versus, you know, control, you know. So if I'm curious to see if Hamdy puts Chris Barnett down, you know, how easy is it going to be for Chris to get up? So I think in this scenario, you have to understand that Hamdy is probably going to try to close the gap, put him down, while Chris wants to create distance in order to get his range and do his kicks and all this kind of stuff. All right, so it's going to be an interesting fight. Let me show you Chris Barnett here. This was one of my favorite fights, Chris versus Villante. So let's check it out. So you see Chris over there. He gets the kick and then, oof. Oh my goodness, that was amazing. Let's go back. So watch this. He fakes it, bam, knocks him out, goes to the ground, and start ground and pounding him, you know, all over. He's on his back, so it's hard for Villante to come back up, and then he's done. And then check him out. Wow! Buddy just started doing backflips, and yeah, he's amazing. So do not miss that fight. So earlier I was mentioning how if Hamdy put Chris Barnett down, it may be hard for Chris to get up. But I'll tell you this, it's going to be hard for him to put Chris Barnett down. Like if Chris Barnett comes very heavy, it's going to be hard for him to put him down. So he probably will keep the fight standing. Looking at his previous fight, you know, one versus Usman, he didn't actually try to take Usman down. And I think Usman is way lighter than Chris Barnett. So he was standing, throwing hands with Usman for the whole time. All right, so I don't think Hamdy is going to come in and try to wrestle Chris Barnett. So I don't know. It's going to be interesting. But if it stays on the ground, if it stays standing, basically, I think Chris Barnett has a higher chance of winning. Okay, because he's more dynamic. He's more of a dynamic fighter. I don't see Hamdy throwing a lot of leg kicks and things like that. But I do see Chris Barnett doing a lot of that. So guys, you don't want to miss this fight. This is going to be entertainment. Okay, but you got to remember that this fight is not later in the night. This fight is early. It's like the third fight on Saturday. So this is around 10 o'clock. All right, so you can't miss it. Okay, so in that prelim card, I think this is the only fight that I'm excited to watch. All right, so don't miss it. Chris Barnett versus Hamdy. And yeah, if you don't catch it live, catch it on the replay.